love and light. When I started my channel, I talked about this is my journey, and then I jumped right into cards. I really never started at the beginning, so I decided I'm going to. This year, I'm going to start at my beginning of my journey. And it starts with what my parents told me, and then what I know of. When I was little, my hair started growing in. Yeah, I was a bald baby. I was very upset and apparently tried to rip my hair out because it was the wrong color. In order to calm me down, my parents had to go buy a blonde wig. Yes, I was always weird. Now, as I got a little older, I realized why. Because there was a recurring dream. I had lots of recurring dreams. And in my dreams, I was always someone else dying. They were in different languages sometimes. Sometimes didn't even look like Earth. But the one that I had that caused all the problems when I was little and had to have a blonde wig and was screaming for my sister all the time, even though I was the first-born child and the only daughter, was of being a young teenage girl, a twin. We both had blonde hair. She was apparently the very good twin, and I was not. Didn't follow directions well and fell in love. And I got pregnant, and she tried to help me pack and escape, telling me if I could get over to where the mountains where I'd be safe. But I didn't make it out of town. I was caught, and the guy I fell in love with was standing in the back of the crowd watching as they stoned me to death. Now, in this life, I thought I should still have my blonde hair, and I wanted my twin sister. It got so bad that when my parents, 3 years later, brought home my first brother, I looked at him and said, not my sister. And they were like, yeah, he's your brother. They didn't realize. Then it got so bad that they actually started process to adopt me a sister. I must have been very annoying. But while they were in the process, Mom got pregnant. She brought home another little brother. But this time I looked at my little brother and I said, that's my sister. And they're like, no, that's your brother. No, that's my sister. And it took a while when my little baby brother became a toddler. My dad would come home from work and he thought I had one of the neighborhood kids over that I was taking care of or something, because we used to babysit when we were really young. He didn't realize that blonde wig they had bought for me when I was little was now on my brother. And when my dad realized I was dressing up my baby brother as my little sister, the wig disappeared, never to be seen again. I continue having that dream of being stoned to death until I had my first son. And the dream stopped when he was about 2 weeks old, 2.5 weeks old, and we took him up to Pennsylvania to meet his great-grandparents, my husband's grandparents. And somewhere on the interstate in Pennsylvania, I had this grief just hit me where I was crying, and I realized this is the area where she was stoned to death. And then after that, I felt happiness, and I never, ever had that dream again. I think that's enough for my first discussion on my journey. Love and light.